Hey, what's up everyone? The world is in a full-on race to legalize cannabis. Some countries are sprinting ahead with adult use markets, others are carefully opening medical access, and a few are still standing at the starting line watching everyone else go. In 2026, more places than ever are joining the pack, and it's changing everything from patient access to quality standards and innovation. Today, we're mapping out the global race, who's leading, who's catching up, and what it means for the UK and beyond. Welcome back to the Bits 420, your honest spot for cannabis education, market trends, and real conversations about where this plant is headed. I'm your host, keeping it relatable, like we're just chatting over a cuppa. Straight facts, a bit of humour, and genuine care about transparency, quality, safety, and smart choices. We focus on the modern, researched side, regulated products, evidence-based insights, consumer empowerment, so you can stay informed without the old myths or street-level noise. Why is this global race such a big deal right now? Because in 2026, the momentum is unstoppable. More countries are moving from medical only to broader access, markets are growing fast, and the lessons from pioneers like Canada and Uruguay are helping newer players get it right. For the UK, where medical cannabis is expanding through private clinics, but recreational stays off limits, watching this race shows us what works, what pitfalls to avoid, and how we could position ourselves for better access, lower costs, and higher quality. It's not just international news, it's directly relevant to patients here, to future options, and to understanding the industry's direction. Let's break it down like a proper catch-up. First, the pioneers who started the race and set the pace. Uruguay kicked things off back in 2013 as the first country to fully legalize cannabis nationwide, regulated grows, pharmacies selling to adults, everything controlled and taxed. Canada followed in 2018 as the first G7 nation, creating a nationwide adult use framework with government and private retailers, strict testing, and clear rules. These two showed the world that regulated markets can work. Black market share drops. Quality improves with lab testing and labeling, tax revenue flows in, and public health stays protected through age limits and education. Old way, total prohibition leading to unregulated risks. New way, these pioneers proved transparency, and standards build trust and safety. Then there's the United States, the massive, messy part of the race. The US is a patchwork. 24 states plus DC have adult use legalization, with commercial sales in most of them, while medical is in over 40. It's created a huge market, sales pushing toward $45 to $50 billion or more annually, but federal prohibition still blocks banking, interstate trade, and full normalization. States like California and Colorado set early examples with dispensaries, testing labs, and diverse products, but others learned from their oversupply and price crashes. The US shows how state-by-state progress can drive innovation, from terpene-focused strains to sustainable grows, but also highlights the chaos when national rules lag behind. Now Europe, the continent that's accelerating fast. Germany legalized adult possession and home growing in 2024, with cultivation clubs rolling out and pilot programs for sales on the way. It's the biggest economy yet to go this route, and it's already shifting the conversation across the EU. Malta was first in Europe back in 2021 with personal use and clubs. Luxembourg followed with similar rules, and the Czech Republic stepped in on January 1st, 2026, allowing limited possession and up to 3 plants at home. Switzerland has long-running pilots, the Netherlands tolerates coffee shops, and Spain has its private clubs. Europe is racing toward regulated models that emphasize non-profit clubs, home growing, and medical access first, cautious but steady. For the UK, where medical is specialist only and growing through private clinics, Europe's progress shows how evidence-based steps can expand safely without chaos. Beyond the West, other regions are joining the race with their own twists. Thailand decriminalized in 2022 and had a brief boom, though rules tightened for medical focus by 2026. South Africa legalized personal use after a court ruling. Mexico has court-driven adult use, and places like Georgia and South Africa are moving forward. Australia has medical nationwide and adult use in one territory, with more states eyeing change. Even countries in Latin America and Africa are exploring medical programs or decriminalization. The race isn't just North America and Europe anymore, it's truly global, with each place adapting to local culture, health needs, and economic realities. Let me share a quick story to make it feel real. Think about a patient in the UK right now, maybe someone with chronic pain or anxiety, paying private clinic fees for imported oils. They look at Canada or Germany and see regulated dispensaries with tested products, clear labeling, and lower costs over time. It sparks hope, but also frustration. Why not here? That feeling is driving conversations in the UK, more patients, more data from clinics, more calls for domestic production to cut prices and carbon footprints, empathy for those waiting. The global race shows change is possible and it's coming. What ties all this together? The focus on quality, safety, and transparency that's emerging as the race heats up. Pioneers learned early, unregulated markets bring risks, contaminants, inconsistent potency, no age checks. Regulated ones demand lab testing, certificates of analysis, precise dosing, and consumer education. In places like Canada and Germany, buyers expect to know terpene profiles, cannabinoid ratios, and grow methods. This shift raises the bar everywhere. Even in the UK, medical products are GMP certified, third-party tested, with full transparency. The race is pushing the industry toward better standards, more patient care, and smarter choices. Future outlook? The race is far from over, it's accelerating. By the end of the decade, more countries will likely join with adult use or expanded medical frameworks. Europe could see several more players, perhaps pilots in Switzerland turning permanent, or others following Germany's model. The UK has strong potential, world-class research, strict standards, and growing medical demand. Domestic cultivation could bring fresher products, lower prices, and jobs. Globally, expect more innovation, personalized options via apps, sustainable grows, wellness-focused lines, taxes will fund public health and research, black markets will shrink as legal access grows, and quality will keep improving because consumers demand it. The beautiful thing is this race isn't just about laws, it's about better lives, patients getting reliable relief, consumers choosing clean products, communities gaining economic boosts. The UK can learn from the leaders, avoid the pitfalls, and carve its own smart path. We've mapped out the global race today, pioneers like Uruguay and Canada, the US patchwork, Europe's rapid moves, and emerging spots worldwide. If this sparked your curiosity or got you thinking about the UK's place in it, smash that like button. Drop a comment below. Which country's approach excites you most, or what do you hope the UK does next? Share your thoughts, we read everyone. Subscribe to the Bits 420 for more on trends, real stories, and the future. Want to dive deeper into today's topic? Got ideas you'd like us to cover next? Or just want to say hi? We'd love to hear from you. Reach out by email or message us on Telegram. All the links are in the description.